and maybe they've not had tea, and it's very cold. Honorable Aisha Jumwa, the Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Gender and Affirmative Action. The PS, Ms. Veronica Nduva, State Department for Gender and Affirmative Action. Ms. Rose Wasuka, the Chief of Staff, Office of the Chief Justice. Say hello to her. I work a lot with her at the Labor and Environment Court. Honorable Esther Pasaris, the Woman Representative, Nairobi County. Honorable Anjala, as is leaving, thank you for your presentation. Magdalene Mwoki, the Country Director, Ferris D. Homes. I'm happy to be here this morning to join my sister. I'm delighted that I'm able to join my sister and colleague, Honorable Aisha Jumwa, the Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Gender and Affirmative Action, and the esteemed partners in the gender sector in this important event to launch the Protection Against Domestic Violence rules. These rules will indeed go a long way in strengthening the current mechanisms for the protection of victims of domestic violence. Domestic violence, as the other presenters have talked about, poses detrimental effects to the victims. It not only impacts negatively on their physical health, but also on the mental health, and may lead to self-harm, isolation, depression, suicidal attempts, and domestic violence meted on children, which is greatly under my docket. The children causes detrimental effects, especially on their wholesome development. The Violence Against Children report of 2019 revealed that nearly half of the females aged between 18 to 24 years and more than half of the males experienced childhood violence. And among them, 15.6% of the females also experienced childhood violence. That tells us nearly 2/3 experience multiple violence, such as sexual, beating, and a lot of it. As has been said, the COVID-19 pandemic period served to aggravate the domestic violence because the lockdowns and other mobility restrictions left many gender-based violence victims trapped in their homes with abusers, and they were isolated from social contact and support networks. It is no doubt that we are now dealing with the aftermath. The Protection Against Domestic Violence rules comes in handy to be able to enhance access to justice and be able to promote the human rights for victims of domestic violence. We all agree that to realize these goals of these rules, it requires a multi-sectoral and integrated approach. I call upon all the stakeholders present here to be able to harness all the efforts and support the Ministry of Public Service and Gender Affairs towards the path to a Kenya that is free from domestic violence and where reproductive rights are respected. I also want to mention that as the Ministry of Labor, we have the Convention 190, which is harassment and violence in the place of work. The President has given us directions to be able to ratify this Convention C190. We are yet to start the ratification as a country, but we've been able to table that convention before the Labor Board. which was put in office just the other day. Analysis will be done, and I want to promise that we should be able to do it in this new financial year. As I conclude, I want to commit to ensure the implementation of the protection against domestic violence rules, activities that fall under the mandate of the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection, particularly the ones that are related to children matters and issues of harassment at the place of work. I thank you all, and God bless you.